presence of mind.
Glad he had it in his right hand. All right, third champion of the world in a row to go. Marcos Costa, world champion 2019. He's 21st. Now, when you think about it, Hansie's 35th in the world. Tough Cooper's got the jump on him at 10. Costa's in between at 21st. And Costa would have the least amount of money won in the millions, 1.1. At the age of 32, then 33, the other two guys. So this is a pretty strong mix of millionaires right here, boys. It's gonna be good. Oh, real good, real good. Well, unofficially, we'll look at it at 9 and 8, and I say unofficially because we allow that calf a 6-second time frame to try to kick free. Once he gets back on the horse and runs forward, it's official.
So think of it this way: Bo Cooper, 21, the Resist All Rookie of the Year. Shane Hansie, 09, Resist All Rookie of the Year. Luke Potter, 2020, Resist All Rookie of the Year. Maple City, Kansas Cowboy, and I was really inclined in our pick segment to pick this guy because I think he's the biggest roper here. He's 6'2", 180, yet he's light at 23 on years, so that means his body's a little more pliable than the guys that are in their mid-30s. I look for Luke Potter to have a good show. Top 20 in the world. Oh, no. Got to work in the team roping. He was going to get a barrier anyway, so had he even tied that calf, there would have been a 10-second penalty for not giving the calf the required head start. So here's the barrier we're talking about. So you'll see the rope on the calf. See the rope on the calf? That's all good. It's connected to the rope with the orange flag in front of the guy on the horse. But the horse breaks it before the calf trips it. Again, it's not a judgment call. You could tell how it was tripped as to whether or not the Cowboy broke the barrier or not. Either way, no time for Luke Potter.
The reigning champion of the California circuit the last 2 years has been Rushton Minton. Winter Springs, California, the hometown of this 24-year-old, staring down at our top 4 times. Quicker than 14 and 3, and the paychecks get better. He was very close to the barrier line we just talked about, and I believe he's going to break it. Indeed, he will. So 9 and 1, if it becomes official, will turn into a 19 and 1. Another great shot and a different angle. See the rope still on the calf's neck as Mr. Minton goes through. 19 and 1 the total time, Bobby.
Well, Andy, Boyd, both of you, we're in the 8th guy. Reese Reamer, in Texas, the 8th guy to go. And we asked him, what is this year different from you? What's it different to you?
Sometimes you get in a slump and you kind of have to dig deep, realize, is this what you really want to do? Is it not? And bought a new horse. He's great. I love him. Probably the best horse I've ever owned. And so we're going to go at him.
All right. He's got that look in his eye when he says we're going to go at him, doesn't he? So he bought a new horse, right? So how much you got to give for a calf roping horse? I mean, really, seriously.
Kind of like buying fuel for a jet. If you have to ask how much the fuel costs, don't buy a jet.
Yeah, same about a big boat. 3-4 swing, boy. He nailed it as that horse went to squat. Everything happened at one time. I'm not sure his rope as long as everybody else has got to regather. Man, oh man, we're back to the 30-year-old. He's close to $1 million in earnings. For those of you that talk about colleges, where you go, the rodeo, he's been to Weatherford College, Carlson State University, now a part of Texas A&M. Well, I'm looking at an 18-4, boys. You know what that means.
That means it probably won't be enough tonight, and he'll have to regroup, try it again on night 2. As the world champions came together, starting from behind the barrier line. firing away at their chance to advance from our 4th Super Series. Handling cattle, oh, so important. When it doesn't go your way, you look up and go, well, we'll regroup and try again tomorrow. Here's how it shakes out in round 1 of Super Series 4. Marcus Costa with a 9 and 8 worth $3,000, followed by Cooper and the rest of the gang. Boot Barn brings you the tie-down roping.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite the top competitors in each of our events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. When they conclude, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our wild card competitions. The winner from each wild card will advance to the championship. They join the others for a shot at the $50,000. The event winners from each Super Series will receive a 52-quart ultralight cooler from Arctic Outdoors and a custom Les Paul style electric guitar created especially for Rodeo Houston champions. And that's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
Get ready for the bareback riding. It's coming next.
Anyone who knows rodeo knows there's nothing more important than safety. That goes for our fans too. The Crown Royal Riders want everyone to make it home safely. As you enjoy Rodeo Houston, please make sure to always assign a designated driver. Crown Royal wants you to drink responsibly.
Obviously, we'd love to have you with us every night inside NRG Stadium. We know that's not realistic, so we've made it easy for you to watch us at home. The Cowboy Channel, Telemundo, and Valley Sports Southwest are bringing you Rodeo Houston every day and every night. So on those days where you can't make it to NRG, invite us into your home. You'll enjoy it from there. Thanks.
Rodeo Houston is a place that you'll enjoy if you watch that big screen. We'll make it easy for you. Just point your camera to the QR code on the center screen, and it will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app.
Thanks to Cavender's Boot City. They sponsor our hard-working arena crew. They're down in the dirt and on the chute, making it all work behind the scenes. Is this your first rodeo? You picked a good one.
All right, we are ready, Andy. Let's ride some bucking horses.
Looks like it was somebody's first rodeo. It's a bareback riding, brought to you by Chevron. Who did it best a year ago? It was Jeff Pope. An 89-point ride got him $50,000. And the man who won second is at the top of that list, Rocker Steiner, followed by world champion Will Lowe and quite a few more.
We start with the guy that Andy talked about at the start of the show, Rocker Steiner. Number 2 in the world, the reserve champion here a year ago. Generation Pro Rodeo Chicken Tate. And the long-haired man in red lets it all hang out. Round number 1, Super Series 4. Check out the toes, turned out just like you want them. From the front of the neck to the rigging. Stay on the rigging as best as you can. Parker County Cowboy awaits the verdict, and he'll set the bar at 84 points. Now we're about to go to a rodeo veteran, a guy who's 40 years old. His name's Will Lowe. We asked, what advice would you give the younger guys?
Treat it like a practice pen and just ride your horse as good as you can and leave it all out there. Have fun.
It's a pretty big practice, Ben.
He's not bad.
3-time world champion. He's won this rodeo before. And in a 20-plus year career.
I need pull into her.
Got to give her some slack on the neck rope. Gives a little slack to the bandana babe. Willie's creeping up on the $3 million mark. It is amazing to me, fellas, that at 40 years old, he can still compete with the 19, 20, and 21-year-olds.
There's a lot of guys at his age that having trouble walking these days. And he is 85 and a half to go to the lead. The veteran takes over. Oh, that's big, Morty.
Hey, that second jump from that horse, well, that horse exploded and he just ripped him from the front to the rigging. That was a thing of beauty by Will Lowe. All right, Mr. Jaco Roper, you're one of the top 10 bareback riders in the world for a reason. Oklahoma won the Prairie Circuit Finals. This is a rematch. He had this horse in Strong City, Kansas last June. They did not get along. Block him. Nice looking pace. Called the moon dancer. It's a nice set of bucking horses, staying close to the bucket chute, providing plenty of kick, giving each cowboy, they look very even and very fair right now. And Jacob, as we said, top 10 in the world. Where's this one going to land on that leaderboard? 82, still in the conversation. 82 for Jacob.
Our scores are pretty consistent after 3 as we go to the West Coast. The Five Bronx Marriott from the great state of Utah. Sit down, sit your hands, drive it in that rigging. This is a Calgary Stampede bucking horse. Tucker James bucked off his horse the other day. Fort Worth, about a month ago, they were 83 points. That would fit his head right now.
Yep, he reaches down early because he got behind and got in trouble.
And Andy, if he'd have went off to the left, seeing that hand didn't come out of the rigging when he was going off to the right. So look, normally if you buck off into your hand, he's riding right-handed. If he goes off to the right, your hand will usually come out fairly easy. But look at here, it wasn't coming out for love nor money. Now, had he gone off to the left with his hand stuck in that rigging, he'd still be there, and we'd be chasing him down I-10 toward Katy.
I don't think I'd want to ride a bucking horse down I-10. I like Katy, but Orrin Larson, nice to have him back in the business, Andy. Let's go with him. Here comes the Canadian superstar.
Coming off an injury to his thumb, we got him back. Manitoba man, 8 trips to the national finals. Patches, the paint horse from the Derbies. And Orrin coming back in championship form. The 2-time collegiate champ, the Canadian champ, who's won about $1.5 million, would love to advance from this Super Series and have a shot at a title. A great first stroke, and now he's tied at the top, 85 and a half.
Turning to a kid from Victor, Idaho now. A 20-year-old cowboy, second youngest one in the field. This is Coop Cook. 87 in Jackson. 83 and a half in Tucson. Horse is called Southern Comfort. And at the end of that ride, he slid off that rigging just a little. But for the most part, this was good watching. Horse had a little wiggle on that second and third jump. And we're looking at 80 points for the Idaho kid. Nice job, Coop.
Honestly, this might be one of the toughest bareback ridings we've seen yet.
Well, consistently by the score.
Yeah, when 80 points is fifth, and we still have 2 to go.
All right, representing the Navajo Nation from Tonalea, Arizona, Evan Latoni, at the age of 23. is all ready. One for the second time. The Rodeo Ya'll cruiser. It's a big raptor. Woo! It's wild. What an even pair of horses. What an even pair of bareback riders.
I don't know, Bobby. One of these things is not like the other. This one had a little bit more explosion.
High, hang, and I mean buck.
But you see the feet drop down. So half of the score goes for how the horse performs, the other half on how the cowboy rides. 75 points for Evan.
Don't be surprised if this last guy brings you the highest marked ride of the rodeo. Really, on paper, Jacob Lee's the number 4 ranked bareback rider in the world. From Caldwell, Idaho, the beautiful Treasure Valley, as a paint horse from Big Raptor called Minnie Pearl.
You're good.
Watch
Go, Jacob! Go!
Jacob Lee. That horse is just so honest. Don't know if we got the extension we needed, but boy, we sure got the rhythm we wanted.
The same trip every time for Miss Minnie. Serves it up right for Lee. Circling around to the left as the numbers come in. 80 points for Jacob. 80 on night number 1 of Super Series number 4.
Well, to create that consistency with 175, the rest of them 80 to 85 and a half. Right there. You're thinking about Evan Mattoni. Did he do it? Rocker Steiner comes to rip 3. Oh, with a rear back. How much of that jerk can you take? And then as Oren Larson reaches down, and I don't need my hat. I just need to get my hand out of there, Mr. Marriott. That could have been scary. Folks, you watch a heck of a pen of bucking horses. But the boys, I think you did an awesome job. There's Rocker with the grin that wins a lot of money. Willie, at the top, welcome back. Larson, Steiner, and Jaco Roper. Ladies and gentlemen, all of that was brought to you by Chevron.
Stay where you're at. When we return, it's team roping inside NRG Stadium.
Hey, rodeo fans, join today's Chick-fil-A Houston Selfie Race. 3 lucky fans will battle it out across Houston, making their way to the finish line right here in NRG Stadium. Here's how to play. Step 1, take a selfie, and here's the best way. Step 2, upload your selfie on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag Rodeo Houston. The race will take place in just a few minutes, so send in your selfies now. Welcome to the show. A big thank you to Houston Methodist, the official healthcare providers for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine, caring for our rodeo athletes.
Well, it's an autograph opportunity for all of you. They want kids to come up there, but they brought their kids. Jake, I'm glad you did that. Sections 103 and 124. Ladies and gentlemen, our friends at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, they make that happen. Oh, Rodeo Royalty. Lots of kisses flying, guns are up. Take your family, take the kids. Section 103, 124 for the autograph.
That's what it looks like just outside NRG Stadium for one of the largest carnivals in the world. It happened in conjunction with the rodeo each night, and we're going to play a game called Team Roping right now. Thank you to Mrs. Baird at KHOU 11 for bringing us this competition. So a year ago, Clay Tryon, Jake Long, they left here with all the cookies in the cookie jar. Man, there's just so much talent in there. I don't know how you separate one steer from another when you look at that herd of team ropers.
Reese Thompson and Caleb Hendricks will be the first to show us what kind of talent they bring. Lawton, Oklahoma. It's one of the big wins for the header last year. Caleb Hendricks, the reigning Wilderness Circuit Finals champ. Caleb Hendricks also the 2021 Resistol Rookie of the Year to the heel side. Long reach on the front. Can we get two? Yes, we do. 7 and 3 is how we start. 7.3. Now, Boyd, you made some picks with a little conviction earlier. Does that stay in the top 3?
Well, earlier, yeah, when I saw that 10-6 or 10-7 in the tie-down, it ended up finishing second. I hate to not have any backbone here. So I'm going to say top 4 for sure.
Okay.
Well, these guys have been top 1 to top 10 for the last 20 years. They're again in the top 25 in the world. The brothers, Riley and Brady Minor from Ellensburg, Washington. Together, they have won $4 million.
Doing this.
Yeah, doing this. Heading and healing. Their family is a Hall of Fame ranching family. 5 generations deep in that rodeo city of Ellensburg. Ooh. Brady's trying to get his horse up. Now the guy on the left is the oldest. The guy on the right, the little brother, just got him horn caught. Woo! I thought he had him. Was he going too fast? The rope dropped. What in the world went wrong? Here's the deal, folks. It didn't fit, and he missed it.
Timing, and I think the handle was okay. Oh, he just didn't get enough slack pulled out. He actually had both hind legs, but he couldn't get the slack pulled out before the steer slipped out of it. All right, Quinn Kessler, Holden, Utah. Max Cutler, American Falls, Idaho. This is a Wilderness Circuit team. Utah and Idaho make up the majority, along with Nevada, of the Wilderness Circuit Professional Rodeo. Other sports have divisions. We have a circuit. Quinn to the horn. Now one hind leg is going to slow him down 5 seconds. Did you get a 5-second penalty for only roping one hind heel? So that 6 and 9 quickly turns into an 11 and 9. For a guy who made it to the finals 3 times as a healer, and now he's heading. Check this out, folks. Watch the dally. Watch the smoke coming from the horn.
He didn't have to let that rope run that header, and that steer took it from him.
Just shows you the high rate of speed they're operating at. Colton Smith, Jake Minor. National Finals qualifications on the head and heeling side. And we'll rope an outside leg, another 5-second penalty. 6 and 1 will turn into 11 and 1 once we add the 5.
There's the position. Some guys will get a little closer, some a little farther out, trying to trap those 2 hind feet. Bubba Buckaloo ropes with a guy named Cole Davidson that's mighty good at doing it. This guy's 34 years old. That's middle age these days. The header, been a champion at Jackson and Ponca City. The healer is a graduate, Sam Houston State. Oh, good. Odd steer. Did you see Boyd how he held that head rope up? He didn't go to the dally till he was nearly turned away.
Yeah, he was trying to get that steer on a shorter line. If you get a steer on a shorter line, that'll make them... Look at how he holds that dally out there. Trying to reel him in a little bit before he takes the wrap. That steer's going to hop a lot better on the shorter line that you get him on. But it still didn't work out for Cole on the back side of that. Let's go to a 21-year-old from North Carolina. A 27-year-old from California. The East Coast, the West Coast. Jackson Tucker, Wyatt Cox, and Jackson, a North Carolina kid. They won Ogden a year ago, but they'll win nothing tonight. And we only have 3 qualified runs with 2 teams to go.
And your 7.3 is guaranteed to be in the top 3. Lightning Aguilera, Colby Payne, number 10 and number 11, respectively, in the world standings. Lightning qualified to his first national finals after winning San Antonio a year ago. Colby Payne out of Stephenville, Texas. Lightning will take one more swing to make sure that it fits. Colby will now track up, but it does not. An empty heel loop on the backside, and we now have 4 no times in the team roping.
Bob, please tell me we're not going to play ground money in the team roping.
Well, it happens rarely, but we have. Jeff Flanagan's going to catch this deer, and Douglas Rich. Flanagan is a 3rd-generation team roper from Idaho. Rich comes from Herrick, Illinois. Right there, Jeffrey. Okay, boy. I lied to you.
We're gonna pay ground money in the team roping. What's that mean? Well, all the money that wasn't won by placing gets added up, divided among all those guys that didn't place. Everybody gets a little piece of the pie.
Well, here was the reach for a piece of the pie. That head catch worked. And a little sizzle behind the horn. Here's the heel shot that he wanted to work. Now watch that horn. Watch the smoke. Oh, the yellow horse said, my God, are we on fire? Folks, it's not easy to do when you reach a long ways. The cattle are big. They run hard. He roped one horn. That's not going to make it. He just waves it off and let's go to the pen, boys. Here's how the money come out. Thompson and Hendrick. $6 grand at the top, 3 apiece. Miner and Smith, that's a cousin to the other brothers. Kessler, you did good tonight. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Bears and KHOU 11 for the team open.
When we come back, we've loaded the bronc. Saddle bronc riding when we return.
Make the most of your day at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. After the concert, take a fast trip on a wild ride, or relax and enjoy a bird's-eye view of NRG Park outside at the carnival. Relax in the Champion Wine Garden, presented by Frost Bay, and raise your glass with award-winning wines from around the world. Pick up your boots and dance to live music in the Hideout every night from 6 p.m. till midnight. The Hideout, presented by Jim Beam, is designed especially for rodeo fans over 21. So stick around. There's something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Folks, you want captions? Well, I want you to scan the QR code on the screen right now, and this will take you straight to our closed caption mobile app. Do it now.
Our arena crew, those talented folks working the gates, chutes, and equipment, they are sponsored by Cavender's Boot City. Thank you for taking care of that crew.
You see yourselves on the screen, you need to smile and wave. By the time you get your camera up, we'll be gone. Get it? Good for you.
Another great audience here in Houston. They are ready for a good time. We're ready to deliver it. How are we going to do so? Let's do it with some bucking horses. Saddle bronc riding, brought to you by Energy Transfers. And a year ago, Sage Newman took the biggest check of all. After a 93-point ride, it was worth over 50 grand. But look out for world champion Ryder Wright, world champion Wade Sundell, and a whole passel of others like world champion Jacob Crawley that would love that same great payday.
Here's Logan Cook, Alto, Texas. That is Hellfire's the Survey bunch. Second generation NFR bareback horse. Buck pretty dang good, boys, in the front track.
Get him a start at 76 points for Cook. In the first three Super Series, 76 has not won a lot of money, but who knows? This is a new Super Series. We'll just see where it lands. Right now, you got Ryder Sanford of Sulphur, Louisiana, on a horse called Risky Business. For those of you seeing Tom Cruise flying across the floor, watch this horse at Tanner Bunker with 83 on. Sage Newman was 85. This horse is just honest. Bob Andy straight down the pin. I mean, this horse was a straight line. No ducks, no dives. Just an honest jump kick each of the jumps during the 8-second effort. Cowboy from Louisiana catches in 81 and a half for Sanford. Way to go, Stallion.
Honest indeed. And that's usually what we see from our first round 10 of horses. Wilhelmina, another Survey horse, underneath the world champion Jacob Crawley. The Texas A&M grad earned over $2 million, climbs aboard. Gets in and gets out. A little stumble on the very beginning of the ride. And usually when a horse goes down to its knees, they offer a re-ride opportunity.
There's orange flags on the ground. So that means what Andy just pointed out is correct. If a horse stumbles to the point where he goes to his knees or knees, no matter what happens from that point forward, the Cowboy will be offered a re-ride opportunity. Now, Jacobs is going to say, okay, but what was my score? 79 points, Jacobs. It's second right now. And he's got to look at the horse and ask himself if he thinks he can be more than 79 on the re-ride horse.
Well, that re-ride horse will be Wild Valley, Big Raptor Rodeo Company. As you're watching Rider Right, here is another rematch. Here is a Houston Shootout champion. This is borderline untimely from the Calgary Stampede. Now, this is the kind of money horse you hear different people call spur bait when they just jump and kick, go right down the middle. If that's the way the horse is actually going to buck.
You talked about the rematch. He had him here in Houston last year
for 88 points. That'll tell you about spurring a bucking horse.
Well, fit, too, right? That tells you that the rider knows the horse, and the two of them fit one another really well, at least in this room 365 days ago.
Oh, yeah. There's the same consistency. We're only trying to beat an 81 and a half.
I'm highly encouraged, Bob, to see him riding like that, because if he does, if he continues to be that great, the rest of the locker room is going to be an apoplectic bunch. 84 points for Ryder. That'll take him to the top.
Well, boys, in our conversation, that all added up to be, yep, did the right thing. Now he's 15th in the world. That's not going to hurt him.
So Jake Finley's up next, and he's an Australian who just got married. We're like, how's that going for you, Jake?
It's been wonderful since we've been home. I mean, since we got married, we've been on the road to Australia and Denver and all sorts of stuff. We haven't really had much time at home, but winter rodeos are set in now, and it's good to be home, and even better to be married.
I think marriage is fitting him well. Former college national champion for Panhandle State University. The horse is called Woe Is Me from Survey Championship. And there is no woe in Jake. Flank comes off right about at the 8. We'll see how that shakes out in the eyes of our pro contest officials. Look at that, a 70-point ride on the verdict for our newlyweds.
If it was an infraction and the bank did fall off within the 8, he's given an automatic rewrite. He's probably going, when did it fall off? Show me the clock. Go Elster. Let's go to South Dakota for the movie star, Andrew.
He comes from a riding family. There's Carter, JJ. There's another one I'm missing. Some Ryan Elster. That's right. A whole passel of them in South Dakota. 4 trips to the National Finals Rodeo.
You don't ride bucking horses, you don't get to go home for Christmas.
Bourbon, the Calgary Stampede horse. It's been as high as 85 on this big bay. And he gets just a touch behind at the very beginning. But then, as soon as everything cleans up, and he gets back in motion, see, he holds those feet the first 2 jumps, but then is able to get aggressive, get those feet back to the front, and gain a little bit more rhythm. 81.5 for Elster. 81.5, splitting second.
All right, boys, here comes the Houston champion with 5 NFRs behind him at the age of 27. $1.5 million won. What are you going to do with him and old Planet Pearl?
Well, I was just going to say, you remember last year when he won the Super Shootout? He had battled a series of injuries for the last couple of years. And I asked him, I said, are you healthy? And he looked at me and he said, I'm back. I'm back. 3 weeks later, he tear his leg up as horribly as Joe Theismann in Logandale, Nevada. And since then, he's had to battle back from that injury again. A reigning Super Shootout champion, Rusty Wright. Oh, champ. Horse is called Painted Pearl from the Big Raptor.
I'd say not only back, if you got to ask him that again tonight, he'd say back in a mighty good shape. And when you're looking at the 84 in the lead right now, right behind his little brother, 83 points. There's his little brother.
That's his little brother Ryder that was quite literally riding with Rusty.
They don't do that. If they were bowlers, there'd be 5 blue shirts in the back of the bowling alley cheering them on.
I feel very safe in saying there is only one Wade Sundell, and we're all thankful for that. World champion who won Rodeo Houston back in 2013. He's as country as they come. National Finals fucking horse called Doughboy. Come on, Wade. Throwing those feet with reckless abandon.
Whoa-ho-ho! Who's back? That's who's back right there, guys. With 9 trips.
That reminds me of the Wade of old. Throwing those feet each and every jump. 86.5 for Sundell.
We all get excited when something like that happens. Now one more man to try to upset this apple cart.
That's all I need to know. All right, Senior. We're close. I just wouldn't know how much time. Gotta get him. Well, you think I can look? Buddy, let's get this. I see some Carolina out there. Can you get me a couple on that back, please? One more? Go ahead and get your couple.
Okay, so he's asking for the back cinch to get 2 more holes on the buckle.
We grab one here.
This is Jacob Scrawley. Andy mentioned that he went to college at Texas A&M and won a championship, a national championship for A&M college rodeo team.
Stand up. Stand up, sweetheart. Yeah, you might just push on her one time, good. Come on, babe. All right, let's have it. Okay, push her head. Oh my God, thanks a lot. Here, just pull that up, please.
making sure you're in here, guys.
Yes, sir. We're going, Mike. We're going to look at this ring one more time, maybe because it changed a lot. You like that back there? Yeah, I love
Just
it.
measure the rain one more time.
Got a head up there? Yep.
Watch this. Take
Don't look like it.
his hand and his thumb. And Bobby T explained to him by where you grab that ring matters so much how you stay in the saddle.
Well, it's the fulcrum point to the measuring point. If you take it too short, it will likely to pull you out over the swells of the saddle. If you give them too long and they take their head, it can leave you like a wet rag flopping in the saddle. Go, Jacob. Hey, Aggie. Holy hopping hamburger, as Boyd would say in the bull riding. That's a heck of a bronc ride.
He was well served in taking the re-ride. Horse kicking high and hard out the back. Gig 'em. 80 points for Crawley. 1 point better than his previous attempt. That'll put a smile on his face. Talk about a tough night of saddle bronc riding.
There is the measurement on the rein. There is the lift on the rein. And as you lift and reset your feet over the point of the shoulder, the right boys may be the textbook of how to do it. Oh, that's perfect, Wade Sundell. Thumbs up to the fans. Sundell with a thumbs up for the win. Oh, right there, Cole saying that was a battle and a handful. Wade Sundell, not only back, but on the top of the pile. Ryder and Rusty Wright, the brothers, and a third rider, Ryder Stanford. All of that was brought to you by Energy Transfer.
The big boys of the steer wrestling next to go at Rodeo Houston.
Hey, rodeo fans, join today's Chick-fil-A Houston Selfie Race. 3 lucky fans will battle it out across Houston, making their way to the finish line right here in NRG Stadium. Here's how to play. Step 1, take a selfie, and here's the best way. Step 2, upload your selfie on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag Rodeo Houston. The race will take place in just a few minutes, so send in your selfies now. Welcome to the show.
Well, it's time for the entertainer trivia, and the answer to the questions on the big screen correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2024 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Make your bid right now. That's the way you eat a corn dog right there.
Visit the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance at sections 103 and 124. You can see those Rodeo Houston Champion saddles up close at both locations. We're also giving away some beautiful Rodeo Houston belt buckles.
So, how you doing, young man, on that corn dog? That's how you work it, buddy. Welcome back. If you want to get big enough to bulldog, you better get you a corn dog. That boy's going to grow up and be a bulldogger because he knows how to consume a corn dog. The Big Boys event is called steer wrestling, and it's brought to you by Mattress Firm because, trust me, you need a good night's sleep if you do this for a living. Hunter Gear won it all 1 year ago. He did not fare well, though, in our previous Super Series. Here's another Rodeo Houston champion, Josh Garner. Nick Guy has won the Super Shootout. Trellette Bauer won Cheyenne last year. And we start with my Sparta, Wisconsin neighbor, Nick Guy. 7 trips to the National Finals Rodeo. 2016 Houston Super Shootout champ. In his 18th season as a pro, he's 38 years old. 7 times to the finals. fabulous hockey player back in his high school days. Won the 10th round at the national finals. Here comes Nick. Won the first round just a year ago. Reaching. Oh, get him. Oh, he took a chance, folks. Sometimes you got to take a chance. When a steer's running this hard and a pen this big, you got to reach. Just couldn't reel him in. That was one bass that he couldn't get in the boat. So you could see the look on his face. That was troubling. Why is it that Patty Smith always picks Blake Knowles, Andy? I mean, she always does.
He's got a thing for strapping young men. Blake Knowles of Hettner, Oregon, and a steer that goes right, and I almost feel like you just put the announcer jinx on her.
No, I didn't. No, he's a 5-time national finalist. Picked up a check in Tucson. It's just that didn't break as well as you wanted to leaving the chute, so his timing in order to catch that steer wasn't right. So what's the fastest steer you've ever seen throw? 3.2. That's what Tyler Ravenscroft threw a steer at the Waller County Fair and Rodeo last October. 3.2 in Waller. He's 22 years old. Third year riding professionally. We've got 2 no time. Same thing, a little trouble with the start. Left horn down, hang on to him. Hang on to him, Tyler. But he's going to get the barrier. And I don't know, Andy, how many times we have to show it to him, but every time we do, it hurts.
I know, but he's trying to hold this horse up, and it is so hard to hold back a steer wrestling horse, and he will get in the middle of the barrier. Here's a past champion at Rodeo Houston, Josh Garner, and we asked him, what's it like having the prestige of a Rodeo Houston belt buckle?
Oh, that's great. Still, when I walk in this arena, it's like I'll never forget the time I won Houston Rodeo. I mean, it's incredible.
It is incredible. What will be incredible is to do it twice. For a guy that's 5'8", from Live Oak, California. It was 2019 when this 32-year-old cowboy brought home the title. All right, did he score any better than everybody else? I'm a little nervous about that barrier, too. And now the steer falls on him. That's called a dog fall. Now he's trying to get his leg. You can see his boot is under the steer. Can't get his leg out. 600 pounds of steer laying on him. And there at 22-6. Garner had to earn every ounce of that. Bob, you've been quiet for a while. We need us a winner. Dial one up. This is the only Texan we're going to see today.
And he comes from Beaumont, and I would imagine there's somebody from Beaumont here tonight. Turn him around, back him in the corner, KJ. How many people actually live in the city of Houston here tonight? Amazing. Here you go, KJ Carmon. Yeah, good. Now drive. Woo! That's why they call it wrestling. Or as boys would call it, paddle tackling. 17.3. Then he broke the barrier. 27.3.
Look at him try so hard to keep this horse from breaking the barrier. I mean, look at the horse's mouth. He's like, what? You don't want me to stop? I thought you wanted me to run. And now you're asking me to stop. And oh gosh, now we're late, even though we broke the barrier. Tough luck for our Texan. Now look, Andy, this is crazy. 18-1, 22-6, 27-3. This cannot stand.
No. The dude does not abide that. Trell Atbauer of Goodwell, Oklahoma, is savvy enough at 38 years old, and a guy that used to ride bucking horses too. Comes from a serious rodeo family. Uncles, cousins, his father, all of them part of the rodeo business, national finals, world championships.
If you're in that bar, you went to college at Panhandle State.
Yeah, you didn't have a
go
choice.
nowhere else.
Well, and your last name is Ed Bauer, and your dad's name is Robert, and he's got 2 world championships, and he's in the Hall of Fame. And your uncle's name is Billy, he's got 5 world championships, and he's in the Hall of Fame. When you carry that Ed Bauer brand on your hip, you got to live up to it.
Well, he's been on a better diet than the rest of them old skinny bronc riders. This boy growed up. Oh, that was an odd start. Get a hold, Drill.
We just need it to be a clean start, and I believe it will be. 6-1 for Trell. That'll put a smile on his face. The reigning champ at Cheyenne now sets the bar with 2 to follow.
Look at your time. 6-1, 18-1, 22-6, and 27-3. My Lord. Okay, Tyler. Get a hold of this one, boy.
Hey, buddy, all you got to do, champion of the world, be 18 flat and you're in the top 2. That's right, the same year he won Rodeo Houston, he won the world championship. Come on, Tyler Pearson. Down and dirty. And he's going to get the barrier too.
Boy, they are tied at 18-1. Second place right now is split with a pair of 18-1. As we show you the look at the barriers, the steer kind of crumples up, so he has to work even harder to push through and make sure all 4 feet face in the same direction.
All right, let me take you to the Northland, okay? Glen Ellen, North Dakota for Cameron Mormon. Where did he get his money already in the 23 season? Minot, North Dakota, in the Badlands Circuit Finals. At the age of 30, he's working at $500,000 won. Last year, on Labor Day, he took to buckling all the cookies in the cookie jar at Albuquerque. Labor Day weekend, Idaho Falls, Idaho, many other places. Number 11 in the world. What does that mean? There's 2,500 Bulldoggers, and if you are the 11th fastest guy, biggest money earner, you've done something on a 1%. Now they're both gonna. What are they gonna do? Said, all right, line him out. Going way too fast. He's gone way too far. Trying to make that second decision tough, boy.
Well, that's why on the way to Houston, if you're still thinking about getting down once the steer gets on, when the steer gets on the right side of the hazer, and you're like, there's still a chance. There's still a chance. No, that chance evaporates pretty quick. Big boys battling not the steers, but the barrier tonight. Only one guy gets out clean and makes a clean run without the barrier jumping up to bite. Otherwise, the rest of the crew couldn't get their steer to the ground. Doesn't matter if you got a gold buckle. Doesn't matter if you're a native Texan. Doesn't matter if your leg gets stuck under one and you can't get out. You just look back and say, tomorrow is another day and I will be back. At Bauer, on top of the 6-1. Ravenscroft and Pearson split second and third with an 18-1. Josh Garner, top 4. How did he do that? I don't know how he did it, but I know who presented it, and it was Mattress Furs, and we thank them for that.
Fast horses and kicking cowgirls, barrel racing coming up soon.
Head outside to a one-of-a-kind beer garden and enjoy the official beer of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo at the Miller Time Bar. Discover a unique rodeo oasis. Come unwind with a hard seltzer or beer at the Topo Chico Hard Seltzer's backyard. And if you've worked up an appetite, head on over to the ranch for a casual or fine dining experience. So stick around. There's plenty to do and something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Hey, a minute ago I said look at the big screen. If you texted, check that screen again for the answer to the trivia question. The winner will be announced on March 19th.
Hey Dude, look up to the screens. It's the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam with Leon Coffee. Hey Dude reminds you they are the world's lightest shoes, the world's most comfortable, cushiony, lightweight shoes, and they're helping you have a good time here at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Because with Hey Dude, sometimes even your boots need a break. He didn't know he had a goatee. Oh, there's a mustache on Mom and the daughter.
The ladies are smiling as a good-looking crowd continues to gather inside NRG Stadium to see the ladies ply their trade in the barrel racing competition. Brought to you by S&B Engineers and Constructors. Jordan Brooks, she won it all a year ago. She's already qualified for a semifinal. Man, this is a pick'em segment right here. Lots of talent, lots of great horses, very evenly matched.
Got you a horse trainer on the road, Michelle Alley. Way wide on that first turn. Oh, then she comes back, smacks the second one and the 5-second penalty. That is a horse he called Fit. Ooh, that kind of run will make you fit 2 or 3 times.
It almost looked like this horse nudged the second barrel with his nose, too. Right when he was going into it, right there. Pretty close.
I just like the fact that his nose band matched his shirt. Here's Summer Cosell. She won Casper, Wyoming again last year. Hey, and her hat matches her leg wrap. They got them all decked out tonight on opening night of Super Series 4. The Glenham, South Dakota Cowgirl. Well, that's a good run right there. 15-3. What you like about it is she makes tight corners and straight lines between the barrels. No wasted motion.
10 strikes, Minnesota's Brianna Holubchak. She won the Heart of the North Rodeo in Spooner, Wisconsin, and the Wild Bill Hickok Rodeo in Abilene, Kansas. Nice turn around the first. Come on, Brianna, keep it up. 2 turns in. Let's see if we can get a little closer to the third. Wide on the outside. Let's bring him back and stop it at a 15-61. 15-61 for the lady from Minnesota.
Originally a California cowgirl, now lives in Erath County in North Texas at Stevensville. Here's a former NFR competitor. Oh, what a pretty Palomino. This would be Brittany's score. Here's a Montana Circuit finalist, ended up second. She is the #1 lady in Colorado versus the world in Denver. Lifted the leg over the #2. Look out. Let old paint run. That's what you call the paint. 1580. That'll hold her for about third right now.
So when you go to the show me state, you want them to show you something. So Emma Charleston, show us the winners. Reeds, Missouri. Prairie Circuit Finals champion in Duncan, Oklahoma. Oh, this is looking good. This is, you got a little speed, got tight corners. This could be a 14 right here. Ooh, ties for the top spot at 15:03.
That lady can rope as well.
How do you get the last name Wagasback? Well, you can either be born with it or you can marry into it. Sarah Rose used to be McDonald, grew up in Georgia, now living in Louisiana with a world champion husband. 2-time national finals qualifier in her own right on the Little Roan horse. Starting with a right-hand turn, finishing with 2 to the left. Won Lehigh, Utah last summer. Come on, let's reach out, Sarah. 15:30, 15.30 for Miss Sarah Rose.
How do you explain to people, boys, when you call your horse a Blazinga?
Well, you must have watched too much of Sheldon, huh? television, I would say. Bazinga! Lifted her right leg to get around that corner. This is Paige Jones, the Resist All Rookie of the Year for the WPRA in 2020. No rookie moves here. Paige, 1485. Oh, that's doing it the old-fashioned way. That's earning it at the bottom of the ground. Great run for the Wayne, Oklahoma talent.
All right, the horse this time is simple. His name is Bo. Now watch him. He's a half-brother to the last horse he just saw run. Here's the 9th-ranked lady in the world standings in the WPRA, Emily Faisal. 4 times to the big show in Vegas. Last year she got a little check. Ooh, that was cute.
Pick that leg up.
Whip, 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 whip. 1504. She's in the mix.
Love how calm and quiet that horse was coming up the alleyway. Shows how much time she spent with him, keeping him calm and letting him know when it's time to do his job. Digging in around the first barrel, and as Boyd pointed out, you want those turns to be as tight as possible. Every moment you leave space between you and those turns is precious time that ticks off the clock. Once you get past the third, it is a dead straight line to go back home and stop the clock. Who stopped it the quickest? Paige Jones for the 1485. Then it was Summer and Emma in the middle. Emily in the top 4. A big thank you to our sponsors of the barrel race, S&B, Engineers, and Constructors.
Well, if you like cowgirls, stay right where you're at. Breakaway roping coming your way next. Thank you to Oxy for bringing it to Rodeo Houston. Last year, this lady, Erin Johnson, left here with more than $50,000. And Samantha Fulton, keep your eyes on her, number 8 in the world right now. Jay Schaefer from Lake Creek, Texas, she's in the top 20. So a lot to watch as we begin with Taylor Engesser. Here's a traveling nurse from Spearfish, South Dakota. The Badlands sends it to us. Nice start. Now that's exactly what you want to do. You don't necessarily need to break the bank with a 2-9. Just come out and show everybody you're going to have to beat me. I'm not going to beat myself. 3-3 for Taylor.
Right out of her backyard comes Samantha Fulton. Miller, South Dakota. 21st in the world a year ago. 3 swings, good sizzle. Oh, did she put the tip and catch. Handle that flag and stop that horse. We'll take it to the 3-2. New lead by 1/10 of a second.
The bar has risen for Jay Schaefer of Lake Creek, Texas. Former Nashville High School finals standout. Trying to beat the times that have been posted. Saw a horse put to where she needs to be. 3.5. 3.5 for Jay.
Picture of consistency. I mean, first 3 runs are nearly identical. There's only 0.2 of a second, 0.3 that separate all 3 of them. Let's go to former NFR breakaway roper from Whitman, Arizona. This is Macy Young. She too was a college national champion all-around cowgirl. Arizona lady, nice bay horse. Heck of. Look at this. 3.3 and the consistency remains.
Well, if that's the way we're setting the pace, let's stay with it for Braley Shepherd, Nephi, Utah. I'll stay with that. It's what it says on my program, but some people say she's from Oklahoma. It doesn't make any difference. She's from Houston, Texas tonight. Oh, she nodded, got out of there, off to the left, makes it diverse. Got away. She waited to the perfect moment when that calf turned back to the right.
But make no mistake, When that calf is out tomorrow night, the next night, there's not a breakaway roper here that wants that calf. Because she roped it about as quick as you could, giving to the fact that he ducked to the left. Now, her dad is a Rodeo Houston champion in the team roping. This is Jordy Eaton. Her dad, Tommy, won it here in 2011. She's from Gainesville, Texas. She won Salt Lake City when she was a teenager. And Tommy's got her coach well, 3.8 for only your second Texas Cowgirl.
Talk about a salty breakaway roping. 3-2 all the way down to 3-8 to be in the top 5. Ricky Ingesser, you saw her sister just a little bit ago. Won the Greeley Stampede, qualified to the national finals of breakaway roping. Back to South Dakota at a good pitch. 3.2, and Ricky is tied at the top.
Wouldn't it be something to see somebody rope one in 3-1 or under 3 seconds?
Sure.
McKenna Hickson from up north near my house from Lipan, Texas. 3-2, 3-2, 3-3. No. Oh. Well, it's very difficult to hold your horse up when they're used to being trained that when you throw it, they stop. McKenna, it's all right. You're in the bracket system. Come back tomorrow and do it again. Here's how it looks. There's the intenseness. You thought the calf ropers and team ropers were intense? What about these ladies in the breakaway roping? Sizzle in, sizzle on. Yeah, she said that's the way to go. Whoa, Roni. There's the flying flag off the saddle horn. He's looking up at that big screen going, if I could have been one quicker. If I could have, should have, would have. That's what it's all about, but that smile says it all. Proud to be here. The big money, Samantha Fulton. Ingesser, 1/10 of a second separates these top 4 ladies. That's big. And a thank you to Oxy for making it happen.
Coming up next, it's bull riding on night number 10.
Check out the best seats in the house. They're called the Shoot Seats. They're presented by Hess, and you'll find them right behind the bucket seat.
Visit the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. It's at sections 103 and 124. Take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars or get an autograph. You can also pick up a Rodeo Houston belt buckle.
Houston Methodist is the official health care provider and proud supporters of your Rodeo Houston sports medicine team. And joining me now from that sports medicine team, Dr. Kelly Larkin. And Kelly, tell us a little bit about this amazing staff that you have here.
So our team is made up of doctors and paramedics and therapists and chiropractors and that's everything you could do to take care of our athletes before they go out, and then if they ever have an injury, they're there to take care of them as well.
And I think that's what we expect, is you to take care of injuries. But you said it, you do a lot of things before they go out, a lot of preventative stuff. And a lot of these cowboys come in from other rodeos, and they are injured, and they come to you for help.
Yeah, it's amazing what they come in with. They can have rib fractures, we know how bad that is. Tailbone fractures, we know how bad that is. We can work with them, we can help them, we get them out to ride. And sometimes those athletes go out, they don't only ride, they win the Super Series.
Well, amazing. So great job to you. Thank you for that. Thank you to the Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine Team. And thank you, Houston Methodist.
Well, as you're watching them do a little hugging, look at yourself on the big screen. Be thinking about it. Those kids are going to get excited because we're going to the bull riding. And it's brought to you by Whataburger. Stetson Rice, all-around champion of the world, did it right a year ago, and he's come back to do it again. Where do you want to pick them, boys? Take any one of those 8 guys, and you're going to be betting right. I think I'll go with Trey Benton tonight.
How about we go with these 3 guys to save the lives of every one of them? Greatest bullfighters in the game, they include the GOAT, Dusty Tuckness, Nate Justice in the middle, Bo Sheets on your right, and ladies and gentlemen, a Rodeo Houston icon, a Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer, and the Grand Marshal of this year's parade. How loud can you get for everybody's friend, Leon Coffey?
Chute number 6 is the home of Roscoe Jarbo. Jim Strick. When they ride him, he's mostly ridden by right-handers. But it won't be tonight. An early exit for Jarbo on the Survey Bull. No score for the National Finals Cowboys.
Well, he spiked the landing like a gymnast. Boom. If he'd have rode the bull for 8 seconds, they'd have gave him 5 more points just for landing on his feet.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, they should. Someday I'm going to write a different rule book, and it's going to be a lot more fun.
I can't wait to read it.
Jack Gilmore, Ironton, Missouri. One of the youngest guns here, just 21 years old, folks. Won a round in Fort Worth with an 89.5 point ride. Got a bull 7-2 called Stinky Winky. This bull is named by Reagan Sturvey. Stinky Winky. Whoa, look out! That bull has a poetic attitude, is what I can tell you.
Indeed he does. He might not be the only one. He was zeroed in on that barrel.
Yeah, Leon got scared of the Stinky Winky. What? I mean, that is anger and indignancy.
Now, there's more anger to come because there's a couple of bulls in here tonight, like the next one, that is absolutely mean. Trey Holston, you just ride him. You're about to meet the 4th-ranked man in the world standings tonight. He is a Prairie Circuit champion at the age of 23. Last year in Vegas, he ended up 9th in the world standings. But this bull, Olson, he's being ridden by 2 right-handers. This guy rides to the left. Gonna add it to him. Come on, Houston! For Ryan Bull! Wow! I think that might be point 6. The kid from Kansas stuck it on him. Olson, you got road and handily. I mean, he is dead center, toes turned out, spurs turned in. Doesn't get any more textbook than that. Everything works right. Now, judges,
You don't give us a score, we will make one up.
let's try 80 points, 8-0.
Well, we got 2 trays entered tonight, Andy. You gotta like this one. I know Bobby T does.
TB3, Trey Benton the Thug. 7 trips to the national finals for the $1 million athlete. Jack Hammer. Bucks off about 2/3 of the Cowboys that nod for him. But right-handers usually have more success. Trey Benton, the veteran Cowboy, knows how to get by them. Looks like if your name's Trey, you're going to make it to the 8 tonight. Bullfighters right there to take him away. This is a day off for somebody like TB3. Straight up and down for the entire 8. 83.5 for the Texas talent.
Oh, you got it. You got to use that in the highlight video. That upper body motion for a 10-year veteran. He's awesome. Taking to Montana, the little town of Valier. See what Cole Wagner can do for you.
I think we had this bull earlier this week as a re-ride bull. This is a bull they call She Devil. The bull's been a little bit cold. Valier, Montana! to try by your big Sky Country Cowboys. Sons of effort. And they're going to tell us he was fouled. And he will be receiving a reride. That's why you see that orange flag come flying. The judges feel the gate interrupted him in a fair opportunity to compete. So guess what? Montana gets to get on another one tonight.
That's interesting because at the end of the second jump, he was strung out about as far off his end as he could get. Jay Straw Square, Chauvin, Louisiana. What do you do with a Norman, Nancy? Andy?
Did you call me Nancy or Nancy?
No, I called you Nancy, but
Okay.
that's closer to Andy than Nancy. Yes, it is.
Got a buck-off percentage of 80% on this bull. Jace doesn't want to be part of those statistics. Uh-oh! That's the wrong kind of backflip. We saw a backflip celebration last night. This is not the kind we want to see.
Now watch how close his head is to the ground. But the centrifugal force, that's gravity right there. Bring you around, lay you down. It's hard to get up and run when you're in the backwards motion.
Wow. That was quite the pirouette. That wasn't even the word of the night.
Good usage of it, though.
Where do you want to go? We want to go with Brady? I like veterans. I like guys that have been there, done that. This is Brady Portnier from Caldwell, Idaho. Won Cheyenne last year. Won the George Paul Memorial in Del Rio, Texas last year. He went to the National Finals Rodeo in 2020. He's got a bull branded 879. Been out twice, ridden once. Come on. Come on, Brady. There you go, Brady. Use that free arm. Great work. He looked away, but it was after the 8-second whistle. Now you watch. You want to see how you ride a bull that goes away from your hand? Watch his chin. Tuck. What's he looking at? The hump of that bull. He's looking. Free arms dropping that elbow into the direction of the spin. As the bitter end, he looks the other way. Look, 83.5 was first. He just took number one. 84 points. Brady continues his winning way.
Now this here's Scotty Knapp. He didn't come from a rodeo family. His dad started riding bulls at 36. We asked him, how'd you get into it?
Well, my dad was an adrenaline junkie, and he liked to try every extreme sport, so bull riding was one he hadn't done, so he decided to do that at 36, and then I followed in his footsteps.
Well, this bull is an adrenaline junkie. They bucked him 12 times. He's only been ridden once. He is good for right-handers, and he's riding left. You might as well just call him unridden. He's been 12 out, ridden one time. Albuquerque's Knapp. This little brown Bramer's got some juice in him, electric.
Guys, I need to push him. Fucking better down now, Scott. Thank you for trying, buddy. Welcome.
He says, fuck him. Bull takes a little duck to the right. Oh! And then rips his hand out.
Oh, that'll put a little bend in your neck. I don't think he's going to be upset, so Upperlicking is not going to work for him. He's just hurt. That'll break an egg in you. Ooh, right there. I mean, bend you over. Yep. Ooh, they got to play it 3 times. These camera guys, they love pain.
Yeah, your neck is not supposed to go that way.
Folks, you watched a heck of a bull riding and a rodeo tonight. Here is your re-ride opportunity for Cole Wagner. This is the Silver Bullet from the Silver Spur. Thank you, Nate Justice. Watch your bullfighter step in over the top of him, get him by the belt, and try to pull him out of here. This is a very difficult place to be while he keeps his eye on the bull.
That right foot comes loose, and in steps Nate Justice. Dusty Tuckness and Bo Sheep saving the day. Let's give it up for our bullfighters here at Rodeo Houston.
Well, this is pretty good watching, whether you ride right-handed or left-handed. It's where your feet are. You don't ride bulls with your hands. You hold on. You ride them with your feet. Your feet come loose. Your spur goes to sliding. The bullfighters watch for that, and then you've got to be a little ballet artist to get away with that. This time, oops, it didn't work. That'll put your vertebrae together, give you that kind of a look on your face. Oh my Lord, does that hurt? Trey Benton III, a little knuckle bump for the boys. Portier, Benton, and Holston. All of that was brought to you by Whataburger. Thank you. Well, coming up next is a very special tribute to some of our favorite athletes. Watch this.
It is our distinct privilege to honor America's heroes, the men and women in uniform that make it possible for all of us to live in freedom and have pride for our country. Tonight, the Crown Royal Military Salute is proud to honor the many heroes that are in this audience tonight, people you wouldn't even know. So if you are a current member or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces, would you please stand and remain standing, or raise your hand and keep your hand raised? Tonight, the Crown Royal Military Salute is proud to honor all of you. These are men and women who love their country enough to die for it. They swore an oath to keep us safe and free from all enemies, foreign and domestic. They come from every walk of life, every faith, but they are all proud Americans, and we should be proud of the service they have given this nation. So with one voice, Houston, Texas, America, how loud can you get for the veterans of the United States Armed Forces? For generations, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo has welcomed professional athletes from around the world, and they come to compete and take part in one of the most exciting and celebrated events of the year. But the Cowboys and Cowgirls admit they do nothing on their own. They fully rely on their partners. And now, Oxy is honored to present the other part of the team that these athletes cherish, the other part of their team that they love and fiercely protect, just like a part of their own family. Like this, mother and daughter. This is Fire's Easy. She's a 19-year-old great-grandmother, and for more than 12 years she's been a contender at Rodeo Houston. That's her daughter beside her. Her name is Fire Away, and she's just as tough in the arena, but in the master she'll run up to you and nudge your hand and ask you to scratch her nose. And of course, you just met Fire's Easy and Fire Away. Well, Fire Away had a baby too, to say hello to Fired Up. She was born in the middle of a freezing blizzard, but in the end of her first week of life, she was running and bucking in the snowdrift. And now, one day, the youngest member of this family, Fired Up's baby, Firecracker, will join her mom her grandmom, and her great-grandmother, and carry on the tradition of bucking. Because some horses are born to run fast, some are meant to cut with cutting precision. But this family of athletes was born to challenge its riders. Bucking comes naturally to these broncs, and it's our responsibility and our privilege to make sure they are cared for with respect and worth. Because they're a part of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo family too, and they represent the legacy and the future of rodeo. So let's give our human and animal athletes a big Houston, Texas round of applause. And thank you to Oxy for presenting our Born to Buck program. So listen up. You want to see these moms and their babies up close and personal? You can do it. Just visit our Born to Buck exhibit. It's presented by Oxy, and you'll find it just east of the Astrodome in the Junction. If you want to see these mothers and their foals side by side, it's the Born to Buck exhibit just east of the Astrodome in the Junction.
Coming up next, it's the Calf Scramble. All right, we've been talking about Chick-fil-A's selfie racing. It's time. I want you to pick your favorite band. NASA launches them off. Oh, there's that pesky bull under the B-Someone Bridge. We got the boot. Right turn. There are the three challengers tonight. There's the bull. Hurry up. He's in the carnival. Get him headed. There you go. He's in the stadium. Look out. Howdy. Now we're going to get the... Whoa, they caught each other. Somebody's got to catch him. She did. Good job. That's Centoya. Thank you to Chick-fil-A. Great races tonight.
Hey, dude. You're on the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam. Of course, Hey Dude's known for the world's lightest shoes. But look up. We're fixing to put a mustache on you. Hey, yeah, look, oh yeah, you look good in a mustache. Yes, you do. Of course, the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam will give you a goatee as well, if you're into that kind of look. Either way, we're just proud to put some of y'all on camera. Compliments of the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam.
Well, they're lining up. It is time for the Calf Scramble. And all of this is funded by Rock and Roll Denim. Now tonight, I want you to keep your eye out for the first scrambler to properly catch a calf and cross the line. Because that scrambler will have a chance to compete on Super Scramble on March 19th. Andy and Patty are down there getting ready. Let's go to Andy Styler right now.
Thank you, Bobby. It is night number 10. We're in the double digits. 13 young ladies and 17 young men, all in 4-H and FFA, looking to catch a calf. Patty, I want to know what you think about night number 10 and what kind of scramblers we have.
I think we've got a great group of kids. I just talked to each and every one of them. A lot of them have done this before, so I'm expecting a great scramble. Let's get it started and meet the kids, starting with number 1, Cadence Tucker,
Ashlyn Pergon,
Phoenix Lanford,
Judson Voight,
Heston Huff,
Madeline Mills,
Ryan Mansell,
Wyatt Moss,
Alexander Gorsuch,
Madison Mosley,
Bryson Goodman,
Garrett Burton,
Blythe Ogburn,
Kaya Jackson,
Daniel Kern,
Corey Hammond,
Jonathan Collins,
Justin Fuller,
Logan Taylor,
Carson Curry,
Brinley Barron,
Alaya DeLeon,
Walker Masser,
Morgan Hilton,
Cecily Ford,
Samuel Hardwick,
Liliana Garcia,
Kate Henson,
Luke Dugan,
and Alexia Santillani. A great group of calf scramblers. But before we get started, it takes a couple of individuals to assist us every evening to make sure that things go off without a hitch. We need our calf scramble gate opener and starters. First, our calf scramble gate opener is a NASA astronaut. Please make welcome Christina Cook. And the director of NASA's Johnson Space Center will be our calf scramble starter. This is Vanessa White. Once we fling that gate open and the calves come in, Vanessa will drop the hat, signifying to our 4-H and FFA exhibitors that it is time to get that halter ready, to go catch a calf and bring it back inside the box. Our scramblers are standing at the line. The starter holds the hat up in the air. Once it drops, the kids will go, and it's time to roll. Let's catch a calf.
And they are rolling indeed. The calves are scrambling. The kids are giving chase. I haven't seen one yet, but it looks like we've got one that's close. Oh man, they're missing them left and right here.
First, they must catch them.
Yeah, we've got a couple of them down here. One of our girls, she's already got her shirt ripped. That's number 22, Aaliyah De Leon from Pasadena Memorial FFA. She's a cheerleader in real life. She said she's going to use that muscle from being a base to catch this calf, and it looks like she's doing just that.
Patty, I love how you said she's a cheerleader in real life. You know, this is real life, too.
Kind of like I play a doctor on TV. It's one of those little things.
Oh, I love it. There's a great look at how that halter goes on over the ears and under the nose, and then you'll tighten it up. Oh, a little love bump from another calf. But no worse for the wear. There's number 20, Carson Curry of Abernathy FFA. He's got that halter on and is now headed to the box.
Yeah, he's no stranger to this. He caught in Fort Worth. Oh, there's our cheerleader there. She's still hanging on.
And number 15, Daniel Kearns, has the halter on and will be going back outside, turning around to make it an official catch. Nice job, Daniel.
That's number 28, Kate Henson from Centerville FFA. He told me he loves his mama. So, Mandy, if you're in the house, this one's for you.
You gotta love your mama. Another look at number 20, Carson Curry. Taking those steps towards the northeast corner. He's just a few more away. Come on, Houston, let's get behind Carson.
And there's our little scrambler, number 22, Aaliyah De Leon, the cheerleader from Pasadena Memorial.
That young lady's got something to cheer about now, Patty.
No doubt. There's number 8. That's Wyatt Moss from Winsboro. He got a little unlucky there for a minute, but I think he can get back around. That's number 11, Bryson Goodman from Shepherd. He's a basketball player and just recently caught in San Antonio. Behind him is number 29, Luke Dugan from Frankston. Also a baseball player, plays the corners at first and third. Number 4, doing a little, I don't know, barefoot skiing back there. That's Justin Voigt from Aledo. He works at a zoo. I called him a zookeeper. Said he wants to actually grow up to be an exotic or wildlife vet and attend Texas A&M.
He's just got to get to the other end of the cab. There's Tate Henson of Centerville FFA and number 29, Luke Duggan of Frankston FFA. He is pulling from both ends and getting closer with every step.
Yeah, that calf is having none of it. A bit of apoplectic for sure. Hey, from these hard-running calf scramble kids to our rodeo athletes, Houston Methodist and Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine are standing by to take care of any injuries to our competitors. And Andy, catching a calf is really just the beginning of a year-long educational journey for these Texas 4-H and FFA kids, isn't it?
Indeed it is. When the catch becomes official, For contestants like Luke and Bryson, making a catch earns them a certificate of purchase to go get a steer or a heifer to try and show at next year's Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. This program has awarded over $19.8 million in certificates since it began in 1942 to over 23,600 students. And it teaches all of our 4-H and FFA exhibitors so much, such as the life skills necessary to take care of a living animal, financial accountability, record keeping, decision making, and communications as they keep in touch with their donors throughout this entire process. They'll also develop self-confidence as they bring that steer or heifer back to a fall progress show in front of a judge for the first time, and then when they return to the 2024 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
All right, that's number 24, Morgan Hilton from Boona. She's a softball catcher. Now she's a calf scramble catcher. Also number 28, Kate Henson, bringing it in from Centerville. With a little help from Leon Coffey winding up the tail there.
Leon's the calf whisperer. He was giving him just a little bit of advice.
That's number 13, Blythe Ogburn from Granbury. She won state in her livestock judging. That's what she does in her spare time. Successful on and off the field here.
Nice job, young lady.
Number 21, Brinley Barron from Alvord. Another power lifter.
And I believe down here on the south end, we have Judson Voigt, who now is trying to get that calf. He has followed that calf from the north end zone now to the south side, getting some assistance from his fellow 4-H and FFA exhibitors. Let's give it up for the teamwork that you see for the future of agriculture in the Lone Star State.
Love that teamwork. Thank you to number 16, Corey Hammond. Number 10, Madison Mosley. Number 4, Judson Voigt. We also saw number 27, Liliana Garcia, bring one in. So good job to everyone.
Thank you to our sponsor of the Calf Scramble, Rock and Roll Denim. Stay where you're at. Chuck Wagon Racing is coming around the corner.
We want to welcome some lucky recipients of our Rodeo Act of Kindness program. They've been moved down from the 6th level to these great seats. Thanks to Rodeo Act of Kindness participants, Lee Lyon. Our arena crew, they are the talented folks working behind the gates that use all that equipment. And they're sponsored by Cavender's Food City. Also, Valley Sports Southwest will be showing and streaming all rodeo performances live. Get all the details on valleysports.com. Enjoy the rodeo on Valley Sports Southwest when you can't be here.
So we do a lot of talking throughout the night, and mostly the grand entry, about all of the money the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo gives in educational support. But you've got to earn that money, and one of the ways to earn it is through the Junior Market Livestock Auction. Tomorrow is going to be our Junior Livestock Lamb and Goat Auction. And some kids that have really put in some long hours and some hard work are going to have an opportunity to benefit. It's going to help their future in agriculture. That's what we're all here to do. And if you'd like to see just a taste of what they have to do to be a winner in Houston, you just keep your eyes peeled on this right here.
Each year, thousands of Texas 4-H and FFA students travel to NRG Center to compete at the world's largest livestock show.
It's a lot more than you think. There's a lot more than just the petting and the cuteness. There's a lot more hard work behind the scenes that has to be done.
It takes hard work and perseverance to get the coveted title of Grand Champion at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
I enjoy the competitiveness. It's really fun to get out there and try to present your animal the best you can.
So yeah, that's tomorrow, that lamb and goat auction. You want to be there for that. Right now, it is truck wagon time. And the first heat features Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. Can I challenge you to make this more fun? It's always more fun when you have skin in the game. So pick a wagon. I have picked Chevron. Bob has picked Kroger. Andy took Mustang Cat. You all need to do that with a friend in the booth beside you, and then cheer them on for the 2 laps around this arena. Because the first horse to cross the white line on the west side of the second lap is the champion chuck wagon. And we're off.
I do believe last night was the first time that I haven't been in the lead for 8 or 9 performances. My Kroger wagon, look at him in the middle. He's already taking the lead on lap 1.
But
Kroger,
Bob,
Andy.
it's a 2-lap race. I keep telling you, this is the lap that matters.
Oh, yeah, I'm still going to be in the same spot when we cross the line this time.
Here comes winner, Chevron! Chevron!
Well, Kroger was a close second. Andy, are you in the race?
I think so.
You're not even in the building. Big thank you to our first Chuck Wagon race sponsors, Chevron, Kroger, Mustang Cat, and what do you want to call me, Bob? Mr. Winner would be fine.
Winner, chicken dinner. I'll bring the french fries.
Andy, you want to talk to the humble champion for a moment?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm with you. Well, Andy, let's put him where we want him in a third place position tonight. You have got Baylor Medicine. He's got Ford. He being the big guy, 40. And I'll take Shell.
You've seen how it happens. Now pick your wagon. Lap number 1 is going to the north.
Baylor Medicine. My Shell wagon. We're drafting this time. He's not trying to be on the line. He just wants to be in the race. There he is on the inside. Go, Shell, go.
It's a dead heat after 1. Final 2 turns. Here's where the money's made. Get to it, Baylor.
Ford! This is getting to be too easy, guys. This is getting to be way too easy.
Who won the race?
Ford, which is boys' wagon.
Really?
Yeah. What? Which horse crosses the line first?
I think it was Shell.
I think it was Shell too, but
wait, let's ask the audience. They looked at the same replay we did. Which horse crosses the white line first? How many of y'all say Shell? How many of y'all say Ford? The people have spoken. Let the people speak.
I'll speak and say thank you to Baylor Medicine. To Ford, it had to be by a hair on his nose. And to my wagon of Shell, thank you. Hey folks, you don't want to miss the mutton busting. It's coming up soon.
You know, the contributions that our show volunteers have made are changing lives for Texas students. Here's Chairman of the Board, Brady Carew.
I'm the first legacy chairman of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And my dad was the chairman for the 50th anniversary, and I happen to be chairman for the 90th anniversary. It's great that I can follow his footpath of his great legacy. My mother was very involved in the show, and she loved the school art committee. She was always very passionate that kids needed to have an opportunity to participate in our show, even if they couldn't raise an animal. I've been painting since before I can remember. The biggest competition was Houston, and even today, it still is.
Y'all done?
Senior year, I finally won the grand champion. It almost paid for my college at TCU. I have very minimal student loans, but if I really sit down and think, what did Houston do for me? It helped me develop myself as an artist. This young man shown that his art was appreciated, that he had talent, and he wants to pass that along to the younger students also by being an art teacher. I start out the class period by just explaining what the opportunities are for doing this competition. I give them my story and tell them what it afforded me. There are a lot of careers these days that sprout off that kind of knowledge. A lot of things you can do with a good creative art background.
The school art opened up a lot of opportunities for me. Being able to provide me with college funds, allowing me to be able to showcase my art pieces and share my passion with others. I'm a design engineer, so I like to be able to see things from an artistic perspective in my technical concepts that I supply to clients.
It helps students who may or may not have had something to pour into, but it directs their attention to something positive, something to work for. And it is a platform that is changing lives for kids in Texas.
Congratulations. Sold at $250,000. That is so awesome. Thank you, Mr. Caruth.
Okay, folks, we're about to play a game that never works unless you understand your role. You're the judge in this next game. The game is called Defying Gravity, and the truth is, you can't defy gravity on Earth. You can only do that in space. But our cowboys sometimes try to defy gravity anyway. So what we're going to do is show you 3 crazy wrecks, and you're going to use your hands and voices to tell us who did their best at surviving gravity. Check this out.
We've all been there. That feeling you get when your feet leave the ground and you're not sure which way is up. Like when you're in space. All you feel is air. Everything's in super slow motion. You lose your sense of time and space. Feels like you're defying gravity. Axiom Space, builders of the first commercial space station, want to provide a smooth landing for our rodeo contestants. But who had the roughest ride? You be the judge.
Okay, folks, so this is a really important part. You notice how the astronaut was flipping around in the air, but he never hit the ground? We're going to flip some cowboys through the air, and they're going to hit the ground. And whoever hits the ground the hardest gets the loudest applause from you, and you're going to give them hundreds of dollars in travel money just through your applause. So let's get started with a bull rider by the name of Josh Frost. He is from Utah. Look at this gravity and centrifugal force. The combination of the two. Down in the center, and the bull doesn't care. Left hand hanging. Horn comes around and hits him in the armpit. Here we go again. Down goes Josh. He's looking up at the stars, but he lands on the dirt, and the bull wipes his butt with his nose. Folks, how loud can you get for Josh Frost?
Well, you're about 10 points off. That's a good start, though. Not bad. Let's look at the bulldogger by the name of Cody Devers. Look at the big guy. Look, he leans. He reaches a country mile, but it wasn't a good enough hold. What do we do to him? We roll him over and over and over. Fill his pockets full of dirt. Could have killed him. Folks, he got lucky, but it hurt. How bad did it hurt? You say it.
Hey, folks, usually on a bad night, our lowest score is a 95. Y'all need to open up a little more and put your heart and your voices in it. Remember, this is for hundreds of dollars of travel money from Axiom Space to our winner. Here's Braden Richardson. Doesn't matter that he's from Texas, because he is. This bull is going to go left on a right-handed bull rider. There he is, defying gravity. But he ends up taking a belly flop on the arena floor. Did you see the dirt splash into his face? If he was in space, this would have never happened. It's a mouthful of Bayou City mud. How loud will you get for the Texans?
Well, it's 97. Boyd, I think you convinced him, and it did hurt when he hit on his belly like that. Thank you, Axiom Space.
That's tonight's Defying Gravity Awards, sponsored by Axiom Space. During our last rodeo performance, you'll have the chance to vote for the grand prize winner, who will receive the top award, $3,000.